All right, we have a restaurant. Maybe it's Subway, Quiznos, Togo's, whatever. Anyway, this restaurant sells 330 sandwiches each day for $6 per sandwich. We want to show a function that calculates the revenue for that before I finish this problem. So I want to start off with the revenue function. I'm going to use a capital R, okay, and that revenue is generated by calculating with two things. The first thing is the number of sandwiches. And currently, we're selling 330 sandwiches a day. Now, in order to calculate revenue, I also need to know something about the money. Currently, we're charging $6 per sandwich. Okay, so right now, what can I expect? Well, just very quickly, 6 times 330, $1,980 for now. We're not satisfied with that. We think we can get more revenue. By the way, a little French. Revenue means came back, as in after all the money we spent building this store and buying all the materials to make sandwiches, we're open for business and money is going to start coming back. Revenue. So we're going to see what happens when we drop the price by a quarter. Okay, so for a 25-cent decrease in price, the restaurant sells about 15 more sandwiches. How do I show a decrease in 25 cents? I put it here? No, that's counting sandwiches. I put it here? Yeah. So I'm going to take away 25 cents. Now, I expect for each 25-cent decrease that I will sell 15 more sandwiches. Here's the 15, here's the more. Here's the decrease, here's the 25 cents. Okay, so I want to know how many times can I make that quarter decrease before my customers start going away? Well, since this quarter represents a change in price, I'm going to use the letter P. This revenue function is based on changes in price, quarter changes. So there's my function. And I want to know when it maximizes. Okay. To find out the maximum of a function, it must be parabolic, at least. And I can tell that it is because when I look at positive 15p, that term getting multiplied, that factor getting multiplied by this other factor, where there's a negative 0.25p, I know that those p's multiply to make p squared. That's the curve. And the positive times the negative is a negative, so the curve is going to open down. Which means I can expect something, here's my x and y axis, I can expect that curve to do something like this. Okay? And right now, having done nothing, I get $1,980. I've made 0 changes to the price. I'm currently making $1,980. I feel like I can make more. So, how can I do that? How can I find that maximum? Well, the maximum, it so happens, is exactly halfway between the two intercepts on a quadratic function. Can I find those intercepts when y is 0, when the function is 0? Yes, I can. In fact, I'm set up to do it right now. I don't have to factor anything. It's already factored. So, I want to know, when does this factor create a 0 for the function? And when does this factor create a 0 for the function? I need to solve both of them. Subtract 330 from both sides. And how does it read now? It reads 15p equals negative 330. What do I have to do next to get the p by itself? I have to divide by 15. Which leaves me p equals negative 330 divided by 15, 22. Okay? So that's kind of weird. I can't do negative 22 price changes. But that is one of my intercepts. And it's going to help me find the maximum. Now I'm going to solve this one. I'm going to take away 6. Which leaves me to say negative 0.25p equals negative 6. I need to divide by the negative 0.25. Okay, and yes, you can do that. You can do this division in your head if you think about it like this. First of all, it's going to be positive. More importantly, think of that as the $6 that it was given to you. Divide $6 into quarters. How many quarters make $6? Well, there's 4 quarters to $1. I'm doing that 6 times. That's 24 quarters. So I know the other intercept is at 24. Now I can figure out where the maximum is because it's exactly halfway between negative 22 and positive 24. What is that number? I don't know. We can calculate it though. We can say negative 22 plus 24 divided by 2, right? The average between them. Well, what's negative 22 plus 24? Positive 2. Divided by 2 is 1. So that means the spot that's halfway between is 1 change. 1 quarter increase reaches my maximum. Well, how much am I charging? Let's put a 1 in there. If I had $6 and I'm going to take away a quarter 1 time, that is $5.75. That answers my first question. I should charge $5. The store should charge $5.75 per sandwich to get that maximum. Second question. What is the maximum revenue if I charge that $5.75? Well, I'm going to put a 1 for the P there also, which means I expect to add 15 sandwiches 1 time, right? Because it's 15 sandwiches for each quarter that you take away. So what's 330 plus 15 1 time? That's 345 sandwiches. What am I doing now? Well, it's the first factor, it's the sandwich factor times the money factor. So we can show that. That one's not so easy to do in your head. So I'll bring this in. And we'll say 345 sandwiches times $5.75 equals $1,983.75. Yeehaw. We now know how much to charge. And by the way, I know that doesn't look like much. $1,983.75. But the restaurant owner asked the question, we answered it. So I've answered the first question. I should charge $5.75. I expect to make $1,983.75, which is the most I can expect to make. If I raise the price anywhere past that, I'm going to start losing customers, and that's worse. So there it is. Now, that's algebraically. Graphically speaking, let's look at Desmos. Okay, so let's look at Desmos a second. We're just going to put the function in there. And I'm going to use the same letters, capital R, open parentheses, lower p, close parentheses, equals, open parentheses, 330 plus 15 times price changes. And that's going to be $6 minus a quarter times the number of price changes. And I can see my curve. Not only can I see my curve, but down, if I touch the intercept down here, there's the negative 22. If I touch the intercept over here, there's the positive 24. Exactly halfway between that is the one price change. And if I get up really close, if I made no changes, that's my y-intercept, I make $1,980. If I make 1 quarter increase, I get $1,983.75. So I've demonstrated to the restaurant owner, here's what you can expect. Think he'll do it? Probably. Enjoy your sandwich.